Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video with me, Jose Carlos, aka the Orchid Geek. And before I start off my orchid haul for this month and show you guys some of the blooming orchids that I have, I just want to go ahead and briefly introduce myself because I don't think I've properly done that yet. So without further ado, let's begin. So my name is Jose Carlos Lopez. I am from San Diego, California, and I love and I admire orchids. Orchids are life. So how did I get started with orchids? Well, I got started with orchids officially in terms of collecting in 2013, but I've been growing up around orchids since I was probably about 14 years old. My dad actually worked with operations at Sunset Valley Orchids, and every now and then in the afternoons I would go and help him pack orders, or just keep him company, help get plants and put the moss around them and taping them up, just getting them ready for packaging. And so that's how I got introduced to orchids as a plant. And in the weekends I actually used to go and clean under the benches. I used to go and trim off all of the dead spikes, clean up all of the leaves and foliage that had fallen off onto the benches, and I just kind of tidied up the place. So it was a good way to get, some quick money for video games or whatever I was into as a, preteen or 12, 13-year-old. But it wasn't until 2013 that I actually got invited to attend the orchid shows. So it was kind of cool because, I upgraded from cleaning the benches to washing the flasks that the orchid babies came in to attending these really big and awesome shows. And one of my first shows was actually the San Diego Orchid Show. Now, during that show, I got to meet a lot of great people, and it was truly fantastic. And I definitely grew to appreciate orchids more and more. Now, I wasn't bit by the orchid bug until the 2013 Westminster Orchid Show. So during that show, I had my coffee, I was doing some sales, and it was about noon when I decided to take my break. And Ruben said that, hey, go relax somewhere, get a snack, and, come back in 15. So I was like, okay. So I go, I get my snack, I get my coffee, and I also just get, an Orchid Digest magazine that was being given out by, I believe, the American Orchid Society, or one of the local societies that they were handing out these magazines. So I began to flip through this Orchid Digest magazine, and I came across a fold-out picture, kind of like the pictures that you see in the Playboy magazines. So I unfolded that picture, and I was just awestruck. I was just in utter and complete amazement. I can't describe the feeling that I got when I looked at that picture, but just seeing a tree being invaded by these beautiful, massive pink flowers, they were really mesmerizing. And I began to read the article, and underneath of the picture, it said Cattleya mossii. And as soon as I saw that image and that fold out, I knew that I had to collect these magnificent plants. And that's when the orchid bug bit me, and that's where my downfall came. I'm kidding. I love orchids. I don't care how many I get. They're really awesome plants. So yeah, that's really how I got started with orchids. So now that I've introduced myself, hopefully that wasn't boring and too long. I want to go ahead and get started with showing you guys some of the orchid babies that I got for this month. Now, just to let you guys know and kind of explain how I do my orchid shopping, I guess you could say. Usually at the beginning of every month, whenever I go scout the greenhouses, I might be watering for that day, pulling orders. If I see something that's in bloom and, it catches my attention, I go ahead, pull that plant and set it on a tray that I have in one of the greenhouses. That's just my tray, and I set it there. And as the month progresses and I keep on adding more and more plants, ultimately at the end of the month, I just basically check those plants out and I buy them. So yeah, so this is what I got for the month of May. So I got a couple of cool stuff, but I want to first start off by talking about some Encyclia incumbens hybrids. So I love Encyclias. I have several Encyclias behind me that are in spike, just about to bloom. My Encyclia Maderoy is actually in bloom right now, and I'll probably be showing you guys that in just a moment. But without further ado, here are two seedlings that I got for this month. And this is a hybrid of Encyclia profusa by Encyclia incumbens. And I really enjoy the color of these hybrids. I really enjoy green orchids. I don't know why, they just capture my attention so much. I think I love green. So yeah, it's really awesome. It has these really very nicely shaped flowers, very nice lip with these gorgeous veins on them. I'll probably do a close-up of these plants in just a few seconds. But I'm so excited because when I got these little guys, they actually had these two new growths. And the one on my left side here might be a little bit bigger than the one on my right side. But I'm so excited because they are very healthy. Their pseudobulbs themselves are very nice, plump, and round. And ultimately, their flowers, they have great shape and color, so I can't complain. So I'm very excited about these. And then two other orchids that I got. One of them is a Catherine Clarkson. So anyway, so I have this Catherine Clarkson hybrid that I also got. And it's very fragrant. It have these beautiful fuchsia spots with a very deep fuchsia lip. It's very, very eye-catching. The roots on this plant are also very healthy, so that was a very nice bonus. I can tell that this plant is going to do very well. And I can't wait for it to mature, because this plant right here is only 3.5 years old, and it's a seedling. So for this plant to be blooming in a 3-inch pot with two very nice big flowers that are fragrant, have nice shape and color, I have very high expectations for this guy as it matures. We'll have to see the next time that it blooms if it has more flowers. I really hope that it does, because I can tell that this is going to be a spectacular specimen plant already. Oh, there's a little ant in the flower. But yeah, so I'm very excited about this one. So again, this is a hybrid of SLC Catherine Clarkson by BLC Sunspots. So very nice plant, a very wonderful addition to my collection. And up next, I have this hybrid of Fordyce Fantasy. So I think my light might be a little bit too bright, but I hope it shows the color correctly. It has these very nice candy stripes on the petals and sepals that are a dark yellow, and it's a darker yellow than the one that's already present. So it's kind of a dark yellow overlay on this very nice creamy yellow. And it also has a very nice ruffly lip. So I want to go ahead and show you guys the next plant that is in my haul, and it's basically a hybrid of Potonara Orange Tower by Potonara What About Love, and it's again another stunning yellow cattleya. Now the reason why I got this cattleya to begin with is because when I got it 2.5 weeks ago, it had just opened. So it's already been open for 2.5 weeks, and it's a very nice fluorescent orange yellow flower. It's really stunning, I think. But the reason why I got it is because when it first opened, it actually was a nice creamy overlay that was almost white, and the center surrounding the lip and the column was actually a very nice fluorescent orange. So as time has progressed, it's almost like that center has kind of spread throughout the entire flower. So I'm really going to enjoy this hybrid because when it first blooms, it's going to be one set of colors, and as it ages, it's actually going to turn even darker and more fluorescent. So the first time I saw this guy bloom, I literally thought it looked like a firefly. It was so spectacular, and it just really caught my eye. So yeah, very excited about this one too. And now for the rest of the plants that I got in my haul, I would love to go one by one with them, but I think it might take a little bit too much time, so I just kind of want to do kind of a quick overview of some of them. So here is the rest of the tray that I got for this month's haul. A lot of these did bloom this month, so they have some inflorescences that I've cut off already or that are dry. But yeah, so anyhow, some of the ones that I got are these beautiful Lelia tenebrosa hybrids, and these are going to be very dark. This is Lelia tenebrosa Forma Negro, I believe, by Lelia tenebrosa None Darker, and None Darker is a spectacular parent because it has such a deep, rich fuchsia lip right on a beautiful dark brown flower. It's really spectacular, and these are both seedlings. They're just starting to mature. The pseudobulbs are just starting to mature. As you can see, they still have their green sheath on, and it's not quite dry yet. But these are going to be very fantastic when they grow up, and they're going to have wonderful color and be nice and dark. So some other seedlings that I want to show you include this stippled sunset hybrid, as well as this caudebec hybrid. So here we have stippled sunset, and then let me see if I can find my caudebec hybrid, which I don't think I can find. Oh, here it is. So yeah, so these three right here are gonna be more spotted cattleyas. This right here is Mark Jones by Cattleya Caudebec, and this is gonna be a pink spotted cattleya. It might come out a different color, but for the most part, Caudebec is a very strong spotted pink cattleya, so I'm pretty sure this one's gonna be a nicely spotted pink one. And then these two are gonna be more stunning yellow spotted cattleyas, and I can see that some of the pigmentation from the fuchsia lip is actually going into the pseudobulbs. Hopefully the camera can capture that. If not, I'll do a close-up. And I can't wait for them to bloom. These one right here is growing in two directions, and it has two leads, so I theorize that it's going to be growing to a large size a lot quicker if taken care of properly. But we shall observe this one. So that about does it for my orchid haul from Sunset Valley Orchids. But that's just not all the plants that I got for May. I actually did get one from eBay, and I also got a division from a very good friend of mine. So I want to start off by showing you guys the division that my friend gave me. So Troy, if you're watching this, thank you very much. I really appreciate this division. This is Sarcochilus First Light, and it's going to be a very beautiful egg yolk yellow flower. Now, Sarcochilus are from Australia, but they do typically like it to be a little bit shadier. These are very floriferous, and their flowers are very spherical. They're very cute and very small. These are very fantastic plants. So again, Troy, thank you for this division. And that brings me to my other orchid that I got for the month of May, and that is this Prostechia cochleata variety Alba. So this is the Alba variety of Prostechia cochleata. And for those of you who might not know, Prostechia cochleata has an upside down flower, and the lip resembles that of an ear, which is why it's called Prostechia cochleata. So it's pretty cool. Like, I really enjoy this flower. It reminds me of a Martian. In fact, the first time I ever saw this flower bloom, well, not this one, but you know, the normal variety, I thought it looked like a Martian. It's honestly one of my favorite species. So this one is the Alba form, so I'm so excited about that. I can see that it's actually already bloomed once before. It has a dry inflorescence right there that was cut by the eBay seller. So hopefully it's the flower that they had pictured in the listing, because they were selling several, but I'm hoping it's the one that they had pictured in the listing, because if it is, I'm going to be very, very happy and satisfied with this seedling. Now, I did put it into my own media, which is 3/4 of bark and then 1/4 of perlite, and the perlite is basically going to help retain some water moisture. And that about does it for this month's orchid haul for May 2017. Yeah, I'm so excited for all of these newly additions that I have to my collection. And I was going to show you guys some of the blooming plants that I have in my collections right now, but it might be a little bit too long of a video, so I think I'm just going to save that for a separate video. So keep your eyes out for that. It should be very exciting. A lot of my Antiquities are just starting to open, and a lot of the hybrids and species are too. So it's really cool. I can't wait to show you guys, and yeah, definitely stay tuned. And if you're feeling generous at all, feel free to give a thumbs up, like, rate, and subscribe. And always feel free to share your thoughts down in the comment section down below. That is always appreciated. So until next time, guys, I hope you guys have a wonderful day, a wonderful week, and catch you guys next time. Peace.